Welcome back to Open Forum on the Women's Radio Network. I'm your host, Lisa Singer, and my next guest is Sherry DePerno. She is the president and CEO of Advanced Tool Incorporated, and that's in Marcy, New York. Hi, Sherry.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great.
Good. Well, tell me, first of all, for my listeners so they know, what exactly do you do at Advanced Tool?
Well, we are a worldwide end mill manufacturer, and an end mill is a cutting tool used in industrial milling applications. It's a great industry, exciting industry. I love manufacturing. But yeah, that's what an end mill is. It's similar to, the closest thing I can say that it's similar to is like a drill, but it's much more versatile.
So it's a drill, like not a drill, but similar to a drill. So it's
that's what people can relate it to. But it's an end mill, so it cuts in multiple directions, and used in various milling applications from aerospace to automotive, defense, medical. We're all over the place.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say, though. It's not really the individual buying this. If this is more of a corporate thing that people,
absolutely,
manufacturers are using.
Correct. B2B, we deal with Fortune 100 and 500 manufacturers around the globe, actually.
Okay. Now, how did you first get involved in this?
Well, it was my parents actually started the business years ago, back in 1975. My dad was getting unemployed a lot. He was, he started a small resharpening service out of his garage, actually, and he slowly built it up into, a larger company where we dealt with these industrial applications. And
wow. So
when
he just
I was
got tired of losing work and decided to go out on his own?
Exactly. He's like, I say my parents are the typical, success story. They really went from nothing. They had no money. They built this company, and I got involved with it years later. I was 16 when I first started working for my parents. Didn't work out so well in the beginning. My parents fired me shortly after I started working for them.
Didn't connect to it, or
I was just so immature and not ready. I would go to work and be like, "Oh, I don't want to do that," So they were like, "All right. You're out of here. Go to college. Go grow up. Go get a real job." And years later, I came back into the business. And
well, I think that's normal. I think a lot of when I talk to people who end up becoming involved in the family business, but initially they like to maybe go out on their own and just sort of feel what's out there before they.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a good thing to do, because then you bring back something new to the table.
100%.
And you can really add to the company, add to the business.
Yes, for sure.
So how long did it take you to realize the error of your ways?
Probably a few years later. After I had gone to college, had some other jobs, I was a different person. So, I came back ready to work and, was involved for a very long period of time, since my early 20s.
And then you got involved, and at that point now you took over for your parents?
Yeah, when, we were involved, I was involved for a long time, and, at some point in time, I'm not really sure when the roles switched, but my dad started joking that he was working for me. I was not working for him at some point in time. I guess I tend to have a strong personality, and, when you're working for your family, you have no problem voicing your opinion.
Yeah. That's
and,
true.
At some point in time, honestly, it was my dad who said to me, "You know what, you have much bigger goals and dreams for this company than I have energy for." And he says, I think I should step out of the way. I think I should retire and get out of your way, is actually what he said. And,
he must have been so proud to be able to say that, though.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And, it's funny. I mean, he has no problems telling me, like, for a long time, he was still involved in the degree that he would tell me all the things I was doing wrong, what I needed to change.
Of course. That's dads
and,
for dads.
But as he started seeing the success of the business, one of my philosophies was to find one thing that you do extremely well and then just, go out and dominate the world with it. And that's what we did. And my dad had a different philosophy when he was growing up. He felt, you kind of had to be many things to many people in order to survive, but that wasn't really working for us anymore. And when he started seeing the success that we had, he said to me, he says, the next time I tell you what you should be doing, just tell me to shut up.
That's great. Well, it sounds like you guys have a great relationship, but also I'm sure that means a lot to you because, you always want your dad's approval. I mean,
absolutely.
And it's just to have him giving you that kind of support.
Yes, both my mom and my dad. Anybody in business knows that, you do struggle, and to have my parents to go back to and be a sounding board and bounce ideas off of is great. It's a true blessing.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it is. And then, as you said, you weren't ready for it at 16, but when you did come back, you're ready to just take hold of it and make it your own, it sounds like.
Correct.
So what do you see? Do you see going the route that you're doing now that, obviously you took over in 2007, so it's been a while now. You've had the reins. What do you see for the future?
I see growth. I see a lot of opportunity, a lot of opportunities. We have a unique process that we brought to the industry. I knew I had to set ourselves apart somehow, and that's really what we did. We developed a process called wear analysis, which allows us to go in and look at an application from a very unique point of view. We kind of see what the customer's using now and where it's not working and where the tool is starting to break down and stress. And from that, we're able to engineer a new end mill. That's really what we do. It's pretty simple, actually. It's not that complicated, but what's different about it is that most of my competition develops product for catalog, to sell to the masses, whereas we develop a product for each individual application. And that's where we've been able to set ourselves apart. And, we have been able to really save our customers a lot of money, which we love to do.
Of course.
We love to make a difference.
And any good, successful company needs to find something that, as you said, what you do the best and do it well, and to set yourself apart. And it sounds like you guys found it and took it over. So I think that's great, Sherry. And I love that your dad realized that and then gave you the reins to do so. So I appreciate you talking with me this morning and sharing all that.
Absolutely.
So anyway, I do want to remind everyone that I am speaking with Sherry DePerno, and she's the president and CEO of Advanced Tool Incorporated, and that's in Marcy, New York. And if you want to find out more about Advanced Tool and maybe you need their services, just go to their website, and that's at www.advancedtool.com. Again, that's advanced, ADVANCED, tool.com. And you've been listening to Open Forum on the Women's Radio Network, and I'm going to take a quick break. But when I return, my next guest is Joanne Pack. She's the president at First Class Cargo, and that's in Valley Stream, New York. That's all on WRNW1.com, so stay with us.